So Darkseer gets picked up. So it's probably going to be the Darkseer with the Elder Titan in the laning stage. Shove that Iron Shell on the support. Elder Titan's already very good at bullying in the laning stage. So with the Surge on these heroes as well, I'm just excited to see an Earthshaker again. I'll be honest. It's so cool to see heroes that like these raw roamers that have disappeared just coming back into the meta again. What do they ban out? They ban out the DP. Okay, so we did see G play that last game, not so successfully, but I don't think that was on him necessarily. And what are they going to ban out in return on Old But Gold? Looking for a mid hero on Aachen City Esports. They kind of need a little bit of... I'd say they need burst damage. They have a Lich and a Shaker. It's not too bad. They just need to... Old But Gold have next pick, though. Old But Gold definitely needs some kind of burst here, I would assume. You want something that plays the map a little bit as well. Especially if the lifesteal is going for a Midas build, you want something that can come online a little bit earlier, that can fight with the Darkseer early on. And that this Chen can utilise the Holy Persuasion with to try and play the map quickly. Is Monkey King still in... Oh, Monkey King got first phase banned, didn't it? Okay. This is a tough one, I think. What did Old But Gold play before? They played DP. They played Razor, which has been banned out as well. Tough one. I like this Lich Earthshaker support combo though. You have so much team fight between your two supports. The Beastmaster doesn't really have anyone to play with at the moment, so I'd like to see Aachen City Esports pick up somebody that can play the map as well, kind of make space for the Sven to farm a little bit. What do you pick up? I mean, we've seen some Queen of Pains banned, which G does play, I know used to play sometimes. I'm not sure how I feel about the Queen of Pain this game. They do have decent lockdown with the Beastmaster, Sven and Shaker.
I mean, the Razor's still in the pool.
It got banned out in the start.
Oh, first phase ban on Razor, okay.
Oh, they actually banned out the AM. Wow.
Okay.
I mean, Medusa's already banned out. What are they going to... That's a really weird ban. They could be playing Shaker mid, I guess. Maybe. So they're still looking for a hard carry, put Sven in the support role. And they put Kunkka.
Oh, interesting.
But that's that team fight hero that we were talking about, though, that can play with the Darkseer early on.
Yeah, it's a really good pickup. I mean, Kunkka's just pretty solid all round, really. Gives them a lot of tankiness with that boat coming in, and yeah, I mean, they still don't really have a vessel for the lifestealer though. Like invest bombs aren't really going to be a thing, but it's not that important.
I mean, Darkseer's okay. You just surge in, but
yeah,
I
true.
agree. It's not like a Puck or a Storm or something really mobile.
Yeah.
Oh, Kunkka's also a really good early BKB hero, so up against heroes like the Lich and the Earthshaker is very valuable. Can pick up a Halberd if he wants to up against that Sven as well, as a possibility. What do you pick to lane up against this Kunkka though that does okay? There's not a huge amount of... I think you want something that has kill potential mid as well, so that if the Shaker roams in, you can, try and kill this Kunkka at least. I said it, but I actually don't think it's a bad Viper game. I said it before. It's not great against Kunkka.
You really want to say it's G Viper, don't you?
I really do. I mean, it's not G. It would be an Aachen City Esports Viper. But
oh, sorry.
I would like to see a G Viper.
Oh, well, there you go.
I don't know if anybody's ever said that before. I think a Troll. So it could still be Shaker mid.
Yeah, I mean, you're against that Kunkka in the middle lane, so you don't really want to put something kind of normal. Keep picks up the Earthshaker. V-Tune is going to be carrying on the Sven, so it's going to be Troll mid.
Yeah, I don't mind Troll mid. It's a decent Troll game as well. Obviously, the net very good against the Lifestealer, good against the Darkseer as well. Just put the Sven up against the Darkseer. He doesn't really mind. The Troll mischance is also very good against the Kunkka in the mid lane.
Yeah, that's true.
And they don't really have enough burst damage on Old But Gold to kill this Troll before he gets his ult off as well. So that's always going to be an issue for them this game.
Yeah, that's something they need to worry about big time.
There's no BKB piercing stuns on Old But Gold either.
Nope.
So when Troll gets BKB, that's going to be a huge problem. Or BKB timings in general, like on the Sven and the Troll between them. Beastmaster Troll sounds absolutely terrifying to fight into as well, especially around the Roche pit.
Yeah, that sounds pretty rough. Let's see how they do. Get into it. Game number 1 between Old But Gold versus Aachen City Esports as they players pick up their heroes, and we get into a very interesting draft for game number 1 between these two teams. Who do you favour from this draft?
I think if Old But Gold have a decent laning stage start, I think they might be okay. But if they start to fall behind, when these BKB timers come out on the dire side on Aachen City Esports, they're really going to struggle. I feel like this Elder Titan Darkseer combo has to do well up against this Sven. If they give the Sven a good start, Troll should do okay in the mid lane as well. If those two get off to a good start at the same time, I think Old But Gold might be in trouble.
Okay then. Well, I'm gonna probably put my money onto Old But Gold. Like, I think the drafts are pretty even, but I just think there's some real comfort picks here from Old But Gold. You know, Illidan on its Lifestealer, Vanscore on Chen, BZZ on the Darkseer as well. I mean, maybe not so much for BZZ, but still, Vela Elder Titan as well. I think they know these heroes very well. They know how to play them, and I just think they're gonna have the skill advantage. I don't know. Let's see.
I think a lot of this game's going to come down to Cube Shaker though as well. Like, how much can he do in these team fights? Can he get his blink at a good time? Because they need to kind of abuse that this Shaker's going to want to be roaming around. The lanes aren't going to be as strong on the dire side.
What are they laying up versus the Darkseer? It's just going to be... Yeah, they're just going to have Sven. I mean, Sven's fine. He doesn't really care about Darkseer. He can just hit creeps into towers. He's more than tanky to do with that.
They don't really stop the Darkseer from just cutting the wave and stuff, though, and just doing his thing.
Yeah. Yeah, Darkseer's going to have a nice time, but it's not going to be a big problem for the carry.
ET starts with boots first. Pretty standard now. You get the damage and the armor from the spirit whenever it's active, so being able to run people down is more important, especially when you've got the Iron Shell on you. Do they have damage issues on the Radiant side? You're playing against Troll, Sven, Beastmaster.
Yeah. Yeah, they definitely do have some damage issues. They're looking for these long sustained fights, though, with their Lifestealer just making full use of the Feast and the boat coming in as well. So, yeah, kind of hoping on that. And also, if they get the Astral Spirit down and you getting that Natural Order with the Conquer Cleave is now really strong. Because obviously it's based on the individual's armor now rather than just based on the armor of the unit you hit. So
it is. I assume that Lifestealer is going to go for a Radiance, though, as well, up against these like melee hitting cores.
He might not.
Good
beautiful vision from Cube there. Secures the rune. Actually, kind of a Yanassim fan to leave it there for a minute, just to extra BM him, but they didn't.
Slamming. Question mark.
Slamming.
How do you think this mid lane's going to go between the Troll and the Kunkka?
Yeah, Troll and Kunkka, it's not a usual matchup. I would imagine this is a pretty good lane for Kunkka because the Troll doesn't have a huge HP pool, but of course if these misses come in, then G could be in a bit of trouble. But we'll see. I mean, Troll doesn't have the biggest health pool in the world. Not bad for strength, and I think its strength gain is pretty good as well. Yeah, 2.5 for level. But in the early levels, he might struggle. Let's see.
I think in the early levels, Troll will definitely struggle. But
yeah, it's the deny damage from G as well, which Troll can't really do anything about.
The draft isn't really focused around the laning stage too much, though. Look at this damage he's putting into G, actually.
Yeah, G is taking a lot of hits here. As he's holding on to this Tidebringer for the sweet denies. Meanwhile, down in the bottom lane.
Keeps just trying to block up the big camp here. Make sure the Chen can't get any kind of pull-off with the big camp.
Yup. And then up in the top lane, we have a Screen and VTune up versus BZZ and Vela. And I've heard a lot of good things about VTune. Well, I've seen a lot of good things from VTune as well, but apparently he's not very easy to get on with in a team. That's what I've
What are you trying to say?
been told. I'm not trying to say anything. I'm merely reporting what I have been told by others who... sources will remain anonymous for their own protection.
There you go. So here comes the creep cutting from the Darkseer and the Elder Titan. The Sven's just going to try and farm under his tower. He has high base damage with the Quelling Blade, should be fine, but he's going to tank up a lot of damage from these creeps, so has to be a bit careful.
He's fine. It's a Sven. He's all good. Meanwhile, Cube still playing around with Vanscore. This lane's pretty much just been these two whacking each other the entire time as Illidan farms up nearby. Currently 8-on-2 on Illidan, and the Beastmaster only been able to see 4 CS so far. So Vanscore clearly doing a good job of the Fisher. Lands onto both. Vanscore could be in trouble, but they're trying to turn it around onto the Beastmaster. Beastmaster pretty low as Cube struggles to get in and help out with this fight. And Fan is getting low, but Vanscore's getting lower. The first blood goes to Illidan as down goes the Beastmaster first, and Vanscore does follow afterwards.
I like this adjustment from the Beastmaster though. Obviously Chen very good against Beastmaster in lane because you can take over the boar, kind of use his own power against him. But he takes the axes instead. And so what does the Chen do down here now?
Yeah, there's not a whole lot as BZZ playing with his creep wave, though Screen does get a deny. Go for the second one as well, but won't get that one.
He is level 3 now on the dark, so those iron shells are going to start to hurt. Have to be a little bit careful on the Lich.
Yeah, Screen is trying to get as many denies as he can, just following the Darkseid around, making his day a misery. Putting on the pressure as well, but yeah, Sven just having a beautiful time, hitting all the creeps he wants.
I think Elder Titan's stacking some camps in his jungle as well at the moment, which should be nice for him just to get those extra bits of damage.
Yep. Although, yeah.
Look at that, what a player.
Nicely done. I mean, it wasn't 3 though, so.
No, I mean, you can't do 3, I don't think, on the Radiant side. Not like the Dire,
well,
unfortunately.
not with that attitude, you can't.
That's true.
BZZ taking some damage, but he's got a Mango, can surge if he wants to, but with Velor coming in, maybe they actually want to fight this one, but Velor not doing quite as much damage as perhaps he thought. Well, not quickly enough to make the gank successful. The Screen will get himself away.
We said this Kunkka would be having a good time mid. Troll's doing very well. He's doing much better than I thought he would. I mean, having that mischance available with the whirling axes is really nice up against the Kunkka.
The mischance and the fervor coming into play here as well against G. I mean, SH just doing a ton of work. Meanwhile, Vela just go for the deny under tower. Screen didn't quite get in range for the XP, I don't think. Yep, still level 2, so definitely not.
And this laning stage seems to be going really well for the Aachen City side. Obviously, Earthshaker not doing too much down in the bot lane. They're not stopping the Lifestealer from farming, but...
What the hell is this?
Yeah.
This is Divine Favor Ghost coming in. What up?
Divine Favor Ghost? That doesn't make sense.
Very scary. Is he going to go for the TP out on Beastmaster? It's going to be absolutely fine.
He just TP's back to the shrine. Goes back to the jungle to try and farm. Where's the Shaker hanging out? Okay, well, here he is. I don't really know what he's trying to achieve here. If you look at this Radiant Vision, they've put the ward down where the Earthshaker's going to be moving.
Well,
so
the creeps coming. Cube.
Get that slow going. Here we go. Here comes the Kunkka though.
Oh, he's doing so much damage. Look at this Ghost. He's just ruining him. Cube can't do anything. And I mean, the other heroes are going to come in and help out a little bit as well. But I mean, the Ghost pretty much solo gets the kill there.
The Chen body blocks as well. That's so nice.
Yeah, helping out G as well.
I love how Cube's just spamming the Ghost, like, please get out of my game.
Oh, what a hero. Goes down after the kill as well.
It's really good early on. It's very underrated, I think, that Ghost is a slow creep. People talk about Chen getting nerfed. Yeah, but, you know, there's still some good creeps. Mug Golems. You get the little Harpy bug as well. The Chain Lightning.
Darkseid getting slowed up here, but keeping pace as that Surge not doing a whole lot to help him out. They might be able to run him down here with the Frost Blast from Screen here, and Cube, he's going to have another stun in 8 seconds. Doesn't have the Aftershock, so Enchant Totem doesn't do a thing, and BZZ will get himself away. So just continuing to annoy the hell out of everybody on this Darkseid. No biggie.
God, look at this Elder Titan coming through though.
Yeah, that was only one of the creep camps, I think. I don't think he got the big camp with that one. So,
I mean, the good thing about these creep camp stacks is that the Elder Titan can use it for the damage at first, but then the Darkseid can just take it really easily as well afterwards. Just for that easy stack gold as well for the Elder Titan. Always nice.
Yep, look at it coming through, giving him, oh my god, over 200 damage. Stay away from the Elder Titan. He is not going to be hitting pretty as SH does come into him here, but the mischance helping out quite a lot versus Elder Titan as Elder Titan with the Divine Favor on him as well. They're buffing this guy up, but kind of scary to come against as in comes the cleave. Velor could be in trouble. Going to go for the stomp here. Does manage to get, but Cute plays it nicely. Stays outside of the range, and Velor will be dropping here. Despite all of those buffs on him, he's still going to go down.
Yeah, that was really well read by Cute, knowing that the Titan was going to want to stomp in the pit there, so just kited it around a little bit.
Read the play very nicely, and yeah, did avoid getting himself stomped upon. Meanwhile, up in the top lane, BZZ still pushing on the pressure with these iron shells. Nothing out of the ordinary here as VTune does his best to farm up regardless. That's done very well, 44 and 12 compared to the Lifestealer, who's 45 and 16, so very close between the two carries. It's definitely pretty evenly matched. We'll see what they're both going for here as Illidan yet to buy anything or queue anything up. BZZ could be in trouble, but the wall does miss. Now they hold him still with the Sinister Gaze. A couple more right clicks will be required, but Cube is there to get the hit, and BZZ goes down, so Vici going to be happy about that one, and now buys himself a little bit of time to farm. He has actually gone for this Morbid Mask. No surprises here, as he just wants to be able to heal through these iron shells.
Yeah, it's all about the sustain. Obviously, built towards that Mask of Madness to help your farming speed as well. It's really nice. And Keep Shake Up doing a lot of work here. They have good kill potential between the Lich, the Sven, and the Shaker. So if he just hangs around up here, they should be able to get a kill on the Darkseer every time if he shows up.
Uh-oh. No sure that's one of you beat. Oh my god.
I love how the Frost Shield goes up, but it just doesn't matter.
Yeah, the other time just smashes through it all the same. Well, Q pull back himself away from this. And down in the bottom lane, Lifestealer still just farming up versus Yanasin-Fan here. I haven't really talked about this a whole lot, but Yanasin-Fan only 33-1 compared to this Lifestealer, who is 52-20 right now. So both him and Sven not really missing creeps right now.
I love that he went back for the boars as well, just because he was trying to jungle one, but two, the Chen left the lane as well. So kind of, you don't really mind having these boars down here now because the Chen's not there to take them over.
How critical was it that the Beastmaster had to go Axe's level 1 to get that first blood?
Critical for who?
Well, the lane. The fact that it's gone so well for the...
it's not what you want to do as the Beastmaster, obviously, but you just have to adapt, you know?
Well, Cube does get killed in the top lane, but yeah. It seems weird to me that he's still trying to go for this. I guess you just level up Hawk and keep one in.
It helps his jungling speed a lot, though, as well, with the boar. Obviously, with your split push ability as well. Yes, it's annoying that Chen can take it over, but you can't let that determine your whole game.
I don't know. I did see another Beastmaster who literally skipped boars when he was against the Chen.
You can. It's not awful. I just think because the Chen's left the lane so early, it doesn't really matter that much.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. And keep coming in now to try and push this one, as the Lifestealer has actually gone to the jungle for the time being.
Yeah, he knows that Cube and the Sven are going to be hanging down here as well, because see, BZZ got the top tier 1.
Yeah.
He knows that the Sven left the lane to try and kill the Lifestealer. So
yep.
Illidan
They don't get it, but they were just going to pop the God Strength, take the tower, and make something for this rotation from the Sven. And there is no response as of yet, though. Illidan is invis. He's just going to hang around here. And there's TP's coming in as well. The wall comes down, but the Roar in response as the Darkseer held still doesn't have any points in vacuum, so that's not going to come off. BZZ in trouble here as he puts the Iron Shell onto Illidan, who now turns around with the help of G to try and block Yanasin-Fan. Will they be able to? Yes, they can. The boat comes through as well. It's going to take down twos. Coop also takes a fall. Vichu now needs to get himself away. Which way can he go? He doesn't have a TP on him either. He could be in some serious trouble here, getting blocked well by the illusions. And now Illidan and G will be able to chase him down, and Vichu is going to drop eventually. Right click comes through from Illidan to get that kill.
I mean, BZZ dies on the Darkseer, but these Iron Shells are enabling his melee core so much in the Lifestealer and the Kunkka. They're just so... You can't bring them down quickly, and with this Iron Shell constantly ticking away at you at the same time, they can't really deal with that at the moment on the Dire side.
Yeah, and we see how close it is between these cores. One Iron Shell makes all the difference, and that's very much the case. Also, the Chen as well with the Divine Favors helping out a lot.
Looks like the Troll took the mid-tier 1 though in the meantime, which is really good for him. Obviously,
yeah, Troll's having a good game.
You want to be trying to... Oh, he has 4 Wraith Bands. Wow.
Yeah, dude has not read patch notes.
I mean,
no, I'm sure it's there. They're still an amazing item.
It's still okay.
Especially if you want to go for something big, which I imagine SH is leading in something. I want to keep an eye on him because I don't know what he's going to go for here. Might be a Midas, might be something more aggressive.
I don't think you go for Midas on the Troll. I think
no.
You might go for something like an S and Y is okay. This game could go for a relatively early BKB if he wants to. Just depends how he
it could
feels.
just be straight into a BKB. That'd be interesting. But yeah, like you don't build this many Wraith Bands unless you're having a big gap in your farm to pick up something else. Maybe even a Battle Fury could be the option.
He could go Battle Fury. I mean, it's not too bad if they want to scale, but I feel like when you've got this Sven as well, that's going to be one of using the map and farming the jungle and whatnot. You don't really want 2 heroes
true.
Are doing that.
We've already got one in build Battle Fury. You don't really need another one. We'll see. We'll keep an eye on him. Meanwhile, there's a bit of rotation coming in from Aachen here as they take to this high ground. The catapult is going to give the game away though if he comes up onto this high ground.
Yeah, they're fine. I like that Keeps just playing around here with the vision. They hold the advantage. They know it's like they know something's going to break out in the middle lane, so they're staying in touching distance of like the Troll and whatnot just in case. But they're also farming the map at the same time. Just trying to be as efficient as they can.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Yep, things kind of slowing down a little bit this game, but you can kind of tell it's leading up to something as Van Scott uses that Holy Persuasion, bringing in... Who? It's going to be the Darkseer. Hello, sir. X marks onto the Yanasin-Fan. He's going to use the Roar onto the Chen to try and blow him up here as SH follows through, and the damage will be enough to get the kill. Meanwhile, Illidan comes in and finishes off Yanasin-Fan after that wall comes down. They're looking towards SH as well. Illidan is chasing. In comes the Frost. He's got 7 seconds till Rage again.
Good
SH trying to get himself away, but yeah, this catapult being super annoying. And the Iron Shell ticking down the Troll. He's going to have to pop the ultimate here, and they'll just be able to kite him. And they don't even need to kite. They're just going to fight straight into him here. They know that he's not going to reach enough health, and down goes the Troll.
How did Illidan get the last hit there when Troll was on 1 HP the whole time and he was next to an ion shell? Amazing.
Well timed.
So, can they do anything with this troll kill though? They're kind of opening up the map a little bit, and I think you're starting to see the weakness in the Shaker position 4, or if it doesn't get this blink at a good time, it doesn't really feel like it offers too much.
Yeah, it's kind of all cute. Cube? No, not going to make his way out of that one. And Velo just thumps him in the face with that extra bonus damage from the Astral Spirit.
But again, he had the Iron Shell on him. These Iron Shells are doing so much work, just enabling these kills all the time.
Do you know who took these camps? Was it G to come back into this game?
It could have been. It might have been the Darkseer as well. I think BZZ took the tier 1 and then might have come back down afterwards. I'm not sure.
Considering the lane the Darkseer had, I don't think it was him because he would have way more gold, I think.
Possibly, yeah.
I think it was G to come back after the kind of bad laning phase the troll gave him.
So what do you go for on the ET now? You got the Soul Ring, obviously really nice. Do you go build into something like a Yules possibly?
Wow, what a logo. The Homer Simpson logo coming out.
Okay, so you could go for the Yule. Yeah, you could go for the Yules on the Titan just because 1, it takes off the Frost Shield. 2, when the troll pops his ult, you can control him.
And 3, dank combos.
3 dank combos. And 4, if you could precast it on the Shaker before he blinks in, could be game ruining for the Shaker.
That's true. That's true.
That would be my guess, at least, anyway. Oh my god, look at that catapult zooming!
I love the way he just kind of came into shot. It was very briefly just flying past like, sup guys?
I want to see an Iron Shelled, Surged, Divine Favoured catapult.
With the Lifestealer inside it.
Oh yeah.
It just flies up to you, hits you once in the face, and then...
Look at this Divine Favoured catapult.
This is the insane part, right? Like, look at this tower. Oh!
It takes so much damage.
Chunking it down. I told you about this for such a long time, didn't I? Every time the Chen gets picked, I'm like, wait until he gets a siege creep, wait until he gets a siege creep. And now we're seeing it in action, man. This guy just ruins towers. It's godly.
They're actually pushing the bot side, though, on the Dire. So they get the tier 2 in return, at least. They've got the Hawk scouting these supports out as well, so...
Yeah, they might go for something here. Let's see. Cube doesn't have this blink still. Oh, wow, he's a long way away. This is unusual from Cube.
He stopped off for Tranquils first as well. They really need to give Shaker some space here.
Yeah.
Because although they're not...
That's what they're doing.
They've fallen behind a little bit here. There is still good potential for a team fight here between the Lich and the Shaker. Like we've said, when the BKBs come out from the Sven and the Troll, this game gets a lot easier for the Dire side.
There's movement coming in, though, from Aachen here as they make their way into their own jungle. Lifestealer... Sorry. Darkseer able to...
Oh no.
Distract them. Get them. Get the catapult. There
you got the gold. Sven did.
Sven did. The dream.
Okay, so he's going for S and Y before the BKB.
Okay, what did the troll end up going for? He's going SMY as well. Meanwhile, boat comes down onto the troll. Warlord here. Now Torrents follow up as well. Do they have enough damage? They'll put him to sleep. They'll wait around again as SH comes forward. Gonna have to pop that ultimate, but in comes a slam. In comes the dunks from Cube as they are able to finish off Vanskill. But Troll tearing through everybody right now as Illidan dies. And down goes Vel as well. It's a disaster. Old but Gold lose almost everybody.
That was... not how I expected the fight to go at all.
No.
Especially before these BKBs come out.
No.
I mean, Cube finally got a good slam off because he went along the high ground.
He is going to go down. V-Tune's on top of him, although he's on it toggling his way. Happy fingers, but it's not going to work as they will get all 5 heroes on the side of Old But Gold eventually.
Yeah, fantastic play. Like I said, Cube goes around the edge along the high ground. So then as they were coming back round, he just comes out from behind the tree and gets the massive 2-man Echo Slam. Troll got a huge ult off as well just before he was about to die.
Yep.
And
he just went to town. Like, Illidan did not respect him there.
The level 2 ult. Oh, he doesn't have level 2 ult. He just he skipped it and went for the other points instead. Okay. Fair enough. We see it on heroes like Monkey King as well, where you just keep the 1 point and Wukong's command and go and max out your other skills instead. So,
man, who needs a Blink Dagger when you've got crazy good positioning?
I mean, he was 1,000 gold off like a minute ago.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, he's 200 gold off.
Oh, look at that.
It's very, very nice. Keeps going to be loving life after that fight. And all of a sudden, game feels like it's been flipped on his head a little bit here.
Yeah,
especially when you have the better Roche taking potential with the Troll and the Beastmaster lineup. Oh, God.
The catapult is coming. Cube, what are you doing? He's trying to block him, but it's too fast. The catapult's just too fast to block him.
If he surges himself on Vax or something.
No, let's just keep... Oh, come on.
Oh, you've got to go
how do you not commit to that?
I mean, the tower would have killed the catapult, which would have been very sad. But
I'm sorry, BTC, but I can't. I've lost respect for BTC right now.
I'm sure he's devastated.
He's gonna receive a message afterwards saying, "Nomad, I lost respect for you," and he's gonna go, "Who?"
He's like, oh no, not Nomad. Okay, so there's no echo up at the moment, unfortunately. Not for 15 seconds.
Yeah, well, he's getting there. It's not going to be long, and he's trying not to reveal his blink, but they will now see it, and the pings are coming out. Is the boat going to drop onto no one? Okay, gold but old. Gold but gold. Gold but gold. Might be time to get yourselves out.
Old
They're chasing Illidan. Yeah, old and old. They actually get the stun off onto me. Doesn't get the rage off in time. The stomp as well. Now comes the Echo Slam. They want to bring down this lifesteal, and they will be able to do so as V-Tune will kill Illidan. BZZ trying to get away. Meanwhile, Raw on the back lines. I don't even know who that was on as they go for G now. Yeah, Kunker. He's going to die. Now I look towards... Oh my god, man. Score doesn't last 2 seconds versus his lineup as Aachen Esports just take everybody.
This game's so much easier on the Dire side now just because they have that blink on the Shaker. It gives them so much more reach than they had before. In these fights, you see that Fisher came out really key with the follow-up Echo Slam. And they have the chain stun to be able to deal with this Lifestealer. Really well played by Aachen City. Try and possibly look towards this Roche pit again now, but... they would have time to steals it away.
Very rude. Cube devastated.
I assume Cube's going to go for 4-staff next as well. Obviously very good against these heroes like the Lifestealer and Kunker and whatnot.
Yeah.
Where it's not hard stuns, but more slows. And he goes for the medallion. What does Lifestealer have, actually? What item build has he gone for? Has he gone for Radiance, or has he gone for Armlet? And yeah, he did go Radiance.
Yeah. This is the old school build, Radiance and Solar Crest.
I mean, the armor's super valuable this game.
That's true. There's a lot of physical damage on the enemy team. They have a Crimson, don't they?
They might.
Yeah, they're building into it on the docks. Yeah, good. This is core. There's no way they can get away with that one. So G running forwards here. They want to make sure he can get this X marks off onto Natafan. They don't even need it. They just go in old school and get the torrent off. But beautiful fissure from Cube. Gonna give Natafan a little bit more time to get away as SH just runs through the backlines here. They do take out Vanscore. Now they're looking to G as well. The vacuum not successful. And then comes the Snare and G is brought down as well. SH is so damn scary. But the X marks is going to drag him back once. And now they will surge away on BZZ. He pops the wall.
Illidan's just gone.
SH pops the ultimate and we'll just rip through the creeps instead. But yeah, Illidan taken out once again. V-Tune just doing way too much damage to this Lifestealer to deal with right now.
The old but gold side have to be really worried here that they're not winning fights and the BKBs haven't come out from the Dire side yet.
Yep.
This game's only going to get harder.
Yeah, it can look in powerful right now.
It feels like they've missed their power spike on the Radiant side almost. Like they tried to go for that high ground push to force rotations back, and they just got...
I mean, but they haven't built for that power spike. They built for a later game power spike, and now Velo gets caught out as well. He wanted to stay for the bounty rune.
Oh, Beastmaster has a solar crest as well. This Roche is just going to absolutely melt.
Velo did get the bounty rune, so, you know, hashtag worth. They get into the Roche pit, and yeah, I mean, it's a troll, it's a spend. This Roche ain't lasting 2 seconds. Thrown in a Beast Aura as well, just for good measure, and it's not going to last long, though. The torrent does land onto 3. But it's going to do little to slow down the progress here as Darkseer Illusion comes in. They even boat it, but yeah, it's kind of whatever, you know.
I mean, Illidan's committed to this.
He kind of has, and in comes the Echo Slam, perfectly timed as that rage ends, and they will eat Illidan alive. Nice torrent onto 4, but it doesn't really matter. They're going to go and bring down G as well, and old but gold looking a little bit disheveled right now as Screen going to come in with that Frost Blast, slowing down the other Titan and trying to get that kill. He does have the 4-staff, though, to make it over the cliff, and that will put an end to Akon's chase. But whatever. They got what they came for.
It feels like Illidan's just died like 4 times in a row on this Lifestealer without really achieving anything.
Yep, it really does.
Like, you hit this Radiance timing, and you're like, yes, I'm really strong now, so let's fight. They try and fight, and he just dies 4 times in a row.
Yep.
I don't know what they're supposed to do now. They called an early GG before. I honestly wouldn't be surprised to see it again this game. Which I know you hate.
Yeah, I do.
But they just need to keep splitting up the lanes now. You can't fight into this Aegis. But this troll's just going to be knocking on your door. We have to deal with this.
Radiant's middle tower has
Just take the tier 2.
Takes down the middle lane, yep, and the Boar taking a ton of damage as well.
Boar kills Boar.
4 on Boar action. Very sad.
Darkseer is shoving in the top lane though, so
yeah,
you're going to have to deal with that top lane. Can't go into the base, unfortunately.
Lich will come back though. I mean, you know, it's a Lich. We can do without him, but they definitely won't be doing any pushing anytime soon. As Troll picks up this BKB, 10 seconds on this BKB. This is scary now. You've got a rage, but we've got an item.
Yeah, I'm really big fan of his item build. He actually didn't finish this.
Oh no, Illidan once again just walks into the blender, and a smooth Illidan smoothie will come out the other side, and well, Vanscore wants to add a topping to that smoothie, and he's going to die as well.
Unfortunate indeed.
Some would say unfortunate, some would say brutal.
Yeah, but the Chen took over the Hawk before he died, so it's worth. Yeah, I was going to say, I really like the Troll's item build here. He didn't finish the SMY, went straight for the BKB instead. Understands how important it is this game. Can always go back to the SMY if he really wants to. Here we go. This is what I was talking about. The Troll's going to start hitting on your towers. What have you got to deal with this?
Radiant structures are fortified.
We haven't really seen the Darkseer combination yet, it feels like. Could possibly get one here.
Yep, I'm ready for it. Come on, play that action music and let's get it kicking into gear. Old but gold, you've been biding your time. Let's see some combos coming out. They need it. They need something to turn this game around. As the smoke's popped, Illidan, he didn't want to chase that much. He forced out the boys. Like, whoa, guys. We know how this one works out.
Illidan wants to stay alive for a length of time here, so
Yeah.
he's a little bit scared. Like, he has this medallion, but they still just completely rip through him.
He's just built Shadow Blade and then the Iron Shell with the Radiance. He can just kill everyone.
That sounds so
Oh
smart.
no, here comes the Echo. Cube committing hard. They want to blow up Illidan. Can they do it? He gets the rage off this time. They're still chasing forward with the BKBs. Illidan getting low. He's going to go down. He is dead. Out comes the wall from the Darks here. An attempt to try and stop them. An attempt to slow them down. To stop them from taking the base. But I don't think it's going to be enough as the creeps come up onto that high ground and they can get to work. Wait, those aren't creeps. That's the bullets. There's the creeps. Meanwhile, Sven lifted up by the torrent on the high ground. What does it matter, though? They're just getting to work on these racks, and they will chop through both of them in a matter of seconds. SH with that further going to work. They pop the ultimate. They're going for the Darkseer here. BZZ got so close. He poked the bear, and now in comes the Raw onto the Conquer here. The Stomp as well, and Gold is going to get taken down as well. Sorry, G there getting blown up, and they're going to lose their bottom racks and probably lose mid as well right now.
Oh dear. Uh-oh.
Oof.
DCing before the game's even finished and you've called GG.
Yep, no G. I mean, GG and DC is one thing, but leaving and no GG, that is
I mean,
I think things might be heating up in the old but gold
in the camp.
game room, yeah, and wherever they are. Maybe old but salty.
They just had damage issues. Again, we said it in the draft at the start. Like, this Lifesteal, when he goes for Radiance and the Kunkka between them, can't do enough damage. The Iron Shell was really nice at the start of the game, but as soon as these heroes start to get a little bit more tanky, like the Sven and the Troll and the Beastmaster, the game just got out of control so quickly. All it takes is one good fight, and then Cube gets his blink, and then all of a sudden it feels like the game's out of reach for the Radiant side.
Yep, a very convincing end to game number 1 of Aachen City Esports versus Old But Gold, and quite possibly a little bit of emotion running a little bit too high on the side of Old But Gold as we go into the second game of this series. I'm going to throw it over to a quick break screen. Oh, is there anything you want to talk about?
I just want to talk about how do you reset yourself after that game, right, if you're Old But Gold? Especially after the series just before.
I think you go out, you have a cigarette, have a drink.
Punch a wall.
Yep.
You need to get up, stand up, walk around, and just chill out. Because this is
Go
it. If
to
you
a
lose,
mountain range in the Hebrides and
just quickly.
just kind of, you need to look into the distance and, who am I?
Hello, darkness, my old friend playing in the background.
No. That's far too. You. This is your soul-searching moment where you got to kind of change your mindset and go, "Who am I really? Am I Velor? Am I the man that rage quits? Or am I Velor, the man who stands and fights and brings down Aachen City Esports, the champions we've been struggling to beat this series? Can he turn it around? Can he find the inner strength within himself?
They are good enough. That's what we have to remember.
Oh, for sure.
So
for
if
but
they
they're
can
not playing like it.
If they can sort this. I don't want to say mentality, because they're all very good players and they've played for a long time. They know how to deal with this, but just reset your emotions before the next game and come in fresh. It's difficult, but, possible.
Yeah. I mean, if they do come back from this series, then that's going to show a lot of mental fortitude and give me a lot of hope for this team moving forwards. But if they're not able to sort out these issues, then I think it might be a very quick game too. We'll find out shortly. My name is Nomad. He's MoFarah. If you're enjoying the cast, then please do throw us a follow on Twitter, and we shall be back very shortly with game number 2, Aachen City Esports versus Old But Salt.